Today, I want to share with you 5 tops for a perfect hand-knit summer capsule wardrobe. So if that sounds like just your cozy cup of tea, get comfy and let's dive in. Hello, 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 and welcome to the Wool Needles Hands Knitting Podcast. My name is Tayler, and I will be your host. It is Sunday, and that is podcast day, where I share with you what I'm knitting and things that I'm getting up to. However, today is going to be a little bit different, and there's a few reasons for that. The first reason being, I am working on one project right now, and one project only, as part of the KT Cal that I'm hosting over on Patreon, and that particular project, a top-down stockinette stitch raglan pullover, is taking me some time to get through. I'm having no problems with it. It's just that I'm finding myself a little under-inspired by it at the moment, and that's because spring has sprung and there are so many other things that are inspiring me and designs that are kind of calling out to me right now. And that takes me to what I want to share with you guys today. When it comes to what sorts of designs are inspiring me the most right now, things that I would really love to knit that would provide me a little bit of spice and make things more interesting for me, I'm thinking of summer capsule wardrobe items, primarily things you would wear on the top. And that's because you can have a lot of fun with texture while still keeping things rather casual and minimal. And you can play around with plant-based fibers, which just feel really good in the hand when the days start to warm up, especially where I am here in southern Nevada. And so that's kind of what's on my radar right now. And I wanted to share with you guys 5 in particular that I have my eye on. Now, one of these is a shameless plug, and it has a lot to do with what I am currently wearing right now. And that's because what you see me wearing right now is a pattern I am releasing next Sunday, which is Mother's Day here in the United States. This is called the Little Black Tea. It is a design that I created a year ago, and by popular demand, I decided to turn it into a knitting pattern, and testing for this is almost complete. It has been so exciting seeing all of the testers' work come from this test knit, and I cannot wait to release this pattern to you on Sunday. I'll show you a little bit more and talk a little bit more about this towards the end of the video, but that is what I'm wearing today, and the pattern can be yours starting Sunday, May 12th. Now, just a heads up, I do have a wind chime out my window here. It is breezy today. There's an interesting storm going through, and so you may hear the tinkling of the wind chime outside. That's what you're hearing. You're not going crazy. Your phone isn't ringing. It's just my wind chime. Okay, now a couple of things before I get into this. A little bit about my personal style preferences, generally speaking, but especially in the summertime. Where I live here in the Southwest United States, it gets very, very hot in the summer, and the sun is very intense. I like to keep things under wraps. I don't like to go out into the sun at the hottest parts of the day. And when I do go out, I like to cover my skin and keep things, like I said, protected from the sun. And that's just kind of part of the way that I dress. I don't wear crop tops. I don't wear a lot of sleeveless items. What you're seeing here is probably as sleeveless as I get when it comes to just wearing things generally in the summer. And if I do tend to wear things that are sleeveless, I wear them indoors. And when I go outside and do my various different errands, I will put some kind of a cover over it, like a really nice denim chambray style tencel, whatever, button-down shirt, a really nice summery cardigan, something like that. That's just my personal style. And I wanted to share with you my Pinterest board. I have a Pinterest board called Casual Outfits. And it's a brand new board because I just recently went through and wiped out everything on my Pinterest to kind of start over again. And so I rebuilt this board, or I'm in the process of rebuilding this board. And what I have here on the board currently is really a great reflection of kind of my casual wear, the types of things that I wear. As somebody who is rather minimalist, I have a pretty restricted wardrobe. I don't have a whole lot of things in my wardrobe, so things are recirculated quite often. But this is kind of the lens I'm looking through when it comes to thinking of hand knit tops to wear in the summer months. So this is my Casual Outfits pin board. You can see going through here, lots of, oops, I'm going to back out so we can get the whole thing at once. Lots of really nice high-waisted denim and some nice looser fitting t-shirts, maybe really cozy, probably cotton or lightweight cardigans. A couple of sweatshirts in here that can be worn if the temperatures are cooler or if we're traveling. I love casual pants. There's this one outfit here that you see with white pants. Not a big fan of white pants because I have 2 young boys, but I love the look of this. I do wear sandals. I love to wear sandals. I wear Birkenstocks. I'm in the market for some really nice strappy leather sandals, but I love that look, particularly the ones that you see here. Those are gorgeous. But I love these outfits. I love the mix and match capabilities of all of these, but if you look at the tops, okay, because that's where we're going today, things that have sleeves, things that are a little bit on the, I don't want to say loose side, but definitely positive ease there. And then if we're talking about knits, I definitely want some texture. These fabrics that you're seeing here are probably cotton fabrics, maybe a little bit of a blend going on there, so you're not going to get texture. But when it comes to knits, you can really play around with texture, especially with plant-based fibers, because you're going to be working with a yarn that doesn't get quite as warm, so you can add a little bit of texture to those garments. So this is kind of what I'm working with in terms of my casual day-to-day outfits that I wear during the warmer months here where I live. And so keeping that in mind, that is how I chose the 5 patterns that I want to share with you guys today for creating a summer capsule wardrobe of hand knit tops. And I want to dive into the first one right now. Now, if you receive the Wool Needles Hands newsletter, if you've signed up over at woolneedleshands.com, or if you are a member of Patreon, you notice that in the most recent issue that just went out last week, that I shared with you my Ravelry Hot Right Now favorite, and that is the Plain Yoke Tea 20 Solo by Len Holm Samso of Les Knit. This is a basic top-down circular yoke t-shirt with a really lovely rolled collar and rolled cuffs and even a rolled hem at the bottom. Everything about this is minimal. It's super casual, but it's so wearable and cozy looking. And what's great about this is it's knit with a worsted weight yarn that is 100% plant-based fiber. It's by Sandnes Garn. It's called Line. It is 53% cotton, 33% rayon or viscose. Now, pause for a moment. When I say plant-based fiber, this rayon/viscose is a man-made fiber from plant-based materials. So bear that in mind. And then 14% linen/flax. And I think that's a beautiful thing because there's no wool in here at all. And you have a really lovely drapey design. And this is just perfect considering the fiber content for a really nice warm weather item. What I love about the look of this is that even though it's all stockinette stitch, there's really no texture here. You can see the areas where the increases are made along, or I should say around the yoke of the sweater, giving it a really interesting radiating kind of eyelet look, sort of. That's just kind of what happens to a yoke when you increase in a circular fashion like that. You get these little radiating rays of texture there. It's delicate, it's just subtle, and I really, really love this. So this is really high up there on my list of inspiring patterns right now that I would cast onto and knit for summer to have in that wardrobe. And this is even something that can carry you into fall. It's not just a summer garment. It's a beautiful garment for really all seasons because it looks like it's something you could layer under outerwear or even a heavier cardigan quite beautifully. So that is the Plain Yoke Tea 20 Solo by Len Holm Samso. Okay, this next one is one I saved in my Summer Knits Ravelry Favorites bundle a year ago. I love this because I feel like it's the ideal vibe for a summer sweater when you live somewhere that gets really warm in the summertime. Now, there are places where you could wear a legit sweater in the summertime in the evenings. Obviously there's places where it gets cool enough at night. Well, here where I live, it stays warm to hot all the way throughout the night. And so sweaters just become far less practical in the summer. However, there are occasional times throughout the summer, I like to think of monsoon season being one of those, where the temperatures dip down, where in the evening you could get away with a really nice, airy summer sweater. And this one here is ideal for that. This is called the Ingred Summer Sweater by Gregoria Fibers. It's a beautiful textured crew neck sweater with a lovely eyelet. I would call that eyelets and not necessarily lace, but a really lovely eyelet stripe motif and some nice texture. I love this. What I love about this is that there's structure in that drop sleeve kind of style, but then there's a lack of structure in the overall vibe, which is okay for a really nice, airy summer garment like this. The neckline is a little loosey-goosey, and I feel like if I were knitting this for a really rustic wintertime sweater, that might bug me. But for the casual nature of this particular design, it's a really delicate neckline and I love the way that it looks. And I just love that texture. I feel starved for texture right now. Everything I've knit for the last several months has been stockinette stitch, and I'm just over it and I'm ready for some texture. And I look at this and it's like my mouth waters. I want to knit that. I really do. So this is the Ingred summer sweater, and it is knit here in Gregoria Fibers Field, which is a sport weight yarn. And that's actually a cotton, silk, and other. It says it's linen, cotton, and silk. A gorgeous, there's protein fiber in there with the silk, but that is a really great one when you're pairing it with cotton and linen. It's going to add that luster and that drape and the durability, and I love that so much. Oh, and it looks so beautiful. What a gorgeous looking yarn. Look at the texture of the strands of yarn. That's beautiful. So that is by Gregoria Fibers, in Gregoria Fibers, the Ingrid summer top. Loving this one. It's worked from the top down. It's kind of that contiguous method. You're picking up stitches to create the different sections, or modular, I guess you could say, less contiguous and more modular. And I love that too. I need that in my life. I need the modular knitting. I need the texture. You guys, I need these things. Okay, this next one is also by Gregoria Fibers, and it has some really lovely texture. What I love about this is the way it's presented here in the photos, because it fits my vibe, my wardrobe vibe, if you will. And that is the Margot top by Gregoria Fibers. Look at it here. It is this gorgeous sleeveless top. It's not really something I spring for, but it looks like it would be lovely in the evenings when you're not out in the blazing sun, or if you're layering it under something. And then with those high-waisted jeans, those jeans look very similar to the ones I have on right now. I love this whole look. I love that color. I love this texture. It's so pretty. It's got like a basket weave look to it. I don't even know. There's just lots of like fun texture there. It comes right to the edge of the shoulders, and then it has this really wide boat neck collar going on. And with her necklace, like, I love this. I love this so much. It just really is ticking the boxes for me in terms of texture, in terms of style, in terms of vibe. Very, very much fits with my wardrobe vibe, and I love this. It's minimalist while also being interesting with that texture, and I love the ease of this as well. It's not a tight-fitting, you know, shell, if you will. It's more of just like an open kind of, I don't know, just loose. I wouldn't call that loose. It just has some really nice positive ease. It hangs over the denim in a nice way. I just love this. Even untucked, it could be cute. Yeah, so this is really cute. So this is the Margot top by Gregoria Fibers. This one is knit using, I'm wondering if she's knitting this with two together. Let's go down. Woolly Wood by Novita, which is 70% modal and 30% merino. So this is a cellulose and wool blend, 30% merino, 70% modal, and it's beautiful. Yeah, so that is the Margot top. A great one if you tend to be one who doesn't wear sleeveless items, but you would want something that would look nice layered under something with that really flattering boat neck. I think it's beautiful. Okay, on to the next. Okay, this next one is also a sleeveless top, but this one appeals to me. It doesn't have the texture like some of those others, but it has the structure and the overall look that can be worn tucked in, or it can be worn outside of the pants if you're wearing, I don't know, a slimmer pant up top, or if you're wearing a belt. Like, just, you see in this photo, it looks like a very versatile wear, in my opinion. And that's the Montpellier top by Anne Fiscum Sunday. This is so pretty. It has a really nice wide ribbed neckband, and then it has what almost looks like, I don't know, I kind of want to say those look like double knit, what would you call that? Like a cuff that goes around the open part of the sleeve there. I want to know a little bit more about that because that's really lovely. And then look at, oh no, it looks like it's just, it looks like it has an I-cord edge to make it nice and clean, but it's maybe a fisherman's rib. Oh goodness, I have to read more to find out, but I love the side detail of this. It's absolutely beautiful. I want to read a little bit more. The Montpellier top is a summer top worked from the top down. First, the back is knit, and then stitches are picked up to create the shoulder and neckline shaping. Stitches on each side are worked in a rib pattern. Afterwards, the stitches for the front and the back sections are gathered onto one needle, and the body is knitted in the round and stockinette stitch while the rib pattern is continued. The body is finished in rib, and finally stitches are picked up at the neckline to create the neckband, which is knitted in rib. Worked from the top down. Oh, okay, I see what's happening here. So you do have like maybe a staggered start neckline, and then you come back and you add stitches to create that ribbed neckline. So this is the Montpellier top. This is a beautiful one as a nice staple sleeveless garment that has some really nice structure. You can wear it with some high-waisted jeans and it just looks good. It looks minimalist, it looks clean, but it looks nice. There's some luxury there and I love that. So that is definitely on my list. What a great staple item. It's beautiful. Okay, and then last but not least, like I said, a shameless plug, the Little Black Tee by Tayler Earl, yours truly. This is a semi-sleeveless classic black tee that I feel goes with everything. This version I'm wearing right now is relatively cropped, but it does a nice job of sitting right down below the waistband of my jeans, giving a really classic t-shirt and jeans look without compromising sophistication to just a basic everyday t-shirt. There's something about the weightiness of the near 50-50 merino cotton blend yarn that gives it a little bit more luxury and sophistication. So you feel casual, like you're wearing a t-shirt and jeans outfit, but you just feel a little bit more elevated because of course it's a hand knit fabric. Not only that, you made it yourself, which makes it really special. The sleeves are cap length and there's no cuff to be had here. You just discontinue knitting and you have a nice rolled edge to your cap. All of these things are fully modifiable in the pattern that comes out on Sunday, May 12th, and there's instructions there to kind of guide you in that direction should you choose to make modifications to the design. But other than that, we're looking at a really nice classic staple little black t-shirt with some really nice details going down the raglan seams. There are some purl bumps inside the raglan to give it a little bit more of a definition here, and a really nice tight ribbed neckline that's bordered by some purl stitches to also give it a little bit of definition. And that purl stitch border going around the collar carries through down at the bottom hem as well. So that is the Little Black Tee, and it is going to be released Sunday, May 12th, and there is going to be a Patreon knit along for the Little Black Tee this summer, so keep posted for that. I will keep you updated here, but most information and news about that update will be mentioned over on Patreon. You can head over there, you can check it out as just a visitor to the Patreon, or if you would like to help support the work that goes into the Wool Needles Hands channel here on YouTube, you can choose to become an all-access patron, which gives you access to additional high-quality content all over there on Patreon. And your support is so valuable, means so much to me, and I thank you. Well, that is it for me today, guys. 5 summer capsule hand knit tops that you can add to your favorites over on Ravelry now that are really inspiring me and giving me a lot to think about in terms of what I really want to be knitting right now, and what I would really like to have in my own hand knit summertime capsule wardrobe. If you took value from today's video or enjoyed yourself at any point, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Definitely subscribe and click that bell icon so you can be notified anytime I upload new content here on the channel, which is every Wednesday and every Sunday with the occasional video sprinkled in between. Until I see you for Wednesday's episode of the Midweek Ramble, happy knitting, happy making, happy whatever it is that you're doing. Take care, be well, and I will see you soon.